Hi folks, welcome back to the Horde. So it's about 20 to 3. It is Friday, November 7th. It is 62.2 degrees inside and outside somewhere around 50. I was just outside a few moments ago. It's, cloudy and ugly looking. But the strange thing is, it's got the smell of snow. We're not supposed to get snow here. It's supposed to cool off a bit and dry out. We're not supposed to get snow this week. But we're supposed to get it upstate, so maybe that's why it smells like snow down here. Anyway, I woke up and I wanted to get something done, always trying to keep things moving forward. And I got to replace the recoil, the rope and the recoil starter here. So I figured I'd bring you guys along. One could see it's relatively short, right? It's hard to tell it's short, but take my word. Well, here, let's set it up so you can see the whole thing. So it's relatively short. I mean, you compare that to the size of that, it's short. And it broke off. So I'm going to replace it. This is what I'm going to use. You could buy, as a matter of fact, because I couldn't find this, and there's another one I have that's actually the little thicker stuff. Though the thin stuff, this is 11/64 works. You can buy these rolls. I ordered a 200-foot roll. It was like $20 delivered. As a matter of fact, it should be here today. So rope size 5.5, 11/64, 100 feet, and that's 4.5 millimeters by 30.45. So the length is 30.45 meters, and it's 4.5 millimeters. Anyway, the way I figure out how long to cut my ropes, I normally go about my arm span, which is 5.5 to 6 feet. 5 to 6 feet is normally how I cut my lengths. I also always kind of char the ends. I just use the match to kind of melt these down. Just makes it easier for slipping them into, the handles and so forth. So that's the way I do it. Here you have the recoil. This recoil has part of the compression release still in it, not the whole thing. You do not have to take all the screws out. As a matter of fact, I should probably set the camera up at this point. Excuse the lousy camera work. I should have anticipated this and put the camera mount on it, but I didn't, so I'm bad. I normally don't use a tripod, as many of you know, so this is a first, and we'll see how good it works. There you go. I think you can see everything. Maybe not as close up as you would like, but there you go. Anyway, so this thing here, the compression release, part of the compression release is still here. All you have to do is pry this up. You don't have to take the screws out if you don't want to go through the trouble. See, it comes out whole, right? Just put that aside. You take the clip off. This clip is pretty tight, so I kind of worked it loose with this. Now I could just take this, pop the clip off, right? So there's the clip. You got a copper washer, but notice on the copper washer, you got a flat here. I think you guys could see that. So clip, copper washer, Plate. Check the plate for wear, and there is a little bit on this one. I think you guys can see that right there. Spring. I like to call these the butterflies, and you can see they have a couple of little hooks on the end of them. So take the 3 butterflies out. 1, 2, 3. I mean, you could take the dogs out, inspect them, make sure they're not too beat up. 1, 2, 3. Take the recoil, I call this the recoil pulley. And there's another copper washer. Recoil pulleys out. At this point, you can take the piece of rope out. It'll be stuck in here, and you kind of work it out and get it out of there. You make note of where the hole is for feeding the rope back in. Why am I not seeing the rope hole? There it is. It's in there. I don't know how well you guys can see it. It's a lot easier when the end is charred, right? Goes in a lot easier. I think you guys can see that. On this, I like to do what I call a double granny knot. Double granny knot, that's a granny knot, you just go through once. Double granny knot, you go through twice. And you pull it nice and tight. Like double granny knot. Right? You guys can see the way it goes in. Just wind it back up. You can tell the direction you got to wind, right? You can see the little tab here, and you want to wind it so that when the thing retracts, right, pulls in just like that. Normally at this point, I don't know if you guys can see it, right here, there's a notch. I always put the rope right on the notch. Put it back in. Make sure it seats all the way to the bottom. Then you're good. All you have to do after that, put a little tension on the spring. One. I'm going to put another one on there just to make sure the spring is tight, right? Then you just put the rope through the hole. And once again, by charring the ends, that goes through a lot easier. Then I pull it out a ways, put a knot in it. Right, that stops it from retracting, and I have plenty of length here for tying the recoil back on. Then you just pop it back together again, right? Put the dogs back in, right? Let me make sure I got it in a good spot so you can see. Dogs in, huh? 1, 2, 3. Butterflies on. Obviously with this piece down, right? 1, 2, 2, 3. Copper washer, right? Notice the notch. Notice the notch. Just drop it on. Make sure she settles all the way down. Spring. Plate. Copper washer. I'm obviously putting downward pressure against the spring. The clip. Right. Push that on. I'll finish putting that on later, but with a pair of pliers you can just squeeze it right on. Now, about this part, once again, slide it through. And this is a little easier if one make it a little pointy, it goes through the hole a lot easier. Once again, double granny knot, 1, 2, pull it tight. And let that go in. All you have to do is untie this knot. Okay. Let it recoil. Got enough tension there. Put that piece back in and give me 1 second. And once again, with a pair of pliers, you can seat this clip easily, just like that, and you're done. Typically these ropes, if you're buying them pre-cut to length, you're paying like $7-8 delivered. Once again, you could buy 100 or 200 feet depending on where you get it for like $20 delivered. It's better to have 200 feet than 5 or 6 feet, right? There you go, all done. How to rebuild, well, not rebuild, how to replace a rope in a recoil starter. This is my wake up video. So what am I up to? God knows what I'm up to. Obviously rebuilding starters is where I started. Got a lot to do this week. I want to finish populating the metal roofed shed. I want to put away a lot of things. I need to make space so that I can actually function. I also want to get rid of my son's stuff over here and replace that with the tug. Right, if I get the tug into position and get it ready to plow snow, maybe we won't get any snow this winter. I also want to clean up this mess here. If you look at it, there's a lot of pallets. Once I get rid of the pallets, we're good. The thing underneath the pallet bag, I mean, that's really just loose crap. I could get rid of that fairly easily. I mean, the garbage cans will sit in front of the tug. You know, I just need to grind through that mess and get rid of it. Believe it or not, this pile here, kind of under the tarp and under there, and even under those wheels right there. That's all firewood, so I just got to get it and get rid of it. Get it so that I can access it and burn it up downstairs in the wood stove for the winter. Alright folks, I want to thank you for watching and commenting and subscribing. We'll catch you guys up on the next episode of The Horde. Till then, remember, keep your tires down, keep your head up, live, love, and have a great time, and enjoy all your days. Remember, enjoy your days. Bye now.